Alright, I'm back. And yes, I've got some water. Because, you know, water is important to basically be able to speak in a dry environment like I'm in right now. Alright, so, Red Ryder. And here are books I've got. I think for these books, by the way, we're actually going to drop these over in this guy's inventory for now. Yes, we're just going to sort these guys a little bit. Alright, so, it's reading time. The Legend of Red Ryder. So, The Legend of the Red Ryder. Gather close, children, and hear the Legend of the Red Ryder, greatest hero of the High Pool. It was a dark time. High Pool was young, defenseless, hopeless. We had nothing but our hidden location to protect us, and it didn't take long for all kinds of wreckers, thugs, riffraff, and raiders, and other bad guys with names beginning with R to find and exploit our little town. So what were we to do? Run, hide, fight? We could not. The few grown-ups there were not enough to protect the children, and the children were too young and innocent to fend up for themselves. How many unprovoked, unwarranted killings of innocents must there have been back then? I can't say. Ask your parents, they'll know. But there was one grown-up who had more wisdom than most, more foresight, more strength. Night is darkest before dawn, children, she used to tell us. Little did we believe, and more the fools we. She put out the call, and he appeared, the Red Ryder. Who was the Red Ryder, you ask? Who knows? I don't, and I don't think anyone ever did. Even she who called him. All we needed to know, was that if we needed him, he'd be there, for us, the children, and the helpless, the hopeless. He could not abide seeing children die, and he brought justice to those who killed them with a Red Ryder range model air rifle, with a compass and a stock. A unique pre-war treasure, now used only for good against evils of man. The first time he appeared was a low day indeed. Villains had dispatched an innocent boy's dog, and when the boy protested, did these evil men apologize? Did they realize their mistake and try to make good? No, sir, they shot the boy and left him dying in a river. As they were about to leave, this infanticide done, us hiding in terror, a hot wind blew, summoning clouds of dust. The Batman shivered as if were cold. The dust settled, revealing a transformed valley, which we hardly recognized. Appearing slowly from the swirling dust was the famous Red Ryder himself. Sad was his face beneath his mask, but angry too. He raised his rifle and fired, and fired, saying the child killers running before his righteous fury. It was known from then on out, High Pool is protected. Now times are better, and we are stronger, so we have not seen the Red Ryder in a while. But we all know he's still out there, helping those who need it. Fighting for them that can't fight for themselves. But should you need him, should evil appear you can't face, forget not the Red Ryder's call. Hi-ho. And that very much sounds, very much like the, incident with, like, the, Desert Rangers and, like, that little boy and dog who got killed in High Pool. But there's a story for you. In the logbook, blah blah. This page is almost entirely covered with dry blood, making even a date illegible, but one line can still be made out. Who is Matthias? That'll be important for, like, the log. Basically, I think that's who Ace was probably dealing with. Alright, time to read about the history of the AG Center. History of the AG Center by Matt Forrestal. I reckon now that we're getting settled in and the place is starting to run itself, this is as good as a time as any to put down whatever I've learned about the AG Center in my few years here. I can't say this is a full history of anything, but if I don't write it down, I don't know who will. The Agricultural Center didn't start as an agricultural center. Before the war, it was a satellite relay facility used by the military, though heck if I know what exactly for. The place was secret enough not to be hit when the bombs fell, and the old satellite dish still stands intact. From records I found in his old filling cabinets, it seems that after the end, the soldiers and researchers stationed here joined up with the nearby farmers at the agricultural station, who had also survived the war relatively unscathed. The farmers' knowledge of planting and husbandry, combined with the researchers' organizational skills and the soldiers' tactical training, soon made the AG Center one of the most thriving communities in the Wastes. So that's basically what started to happen. And moment while I take a swig of water, because you know, water, kind of important. Alright, so, let's continue. But then things got a little weird. The fallout from the bombs was changing the Wasteland in many ways. The AG Center was no exception. Kathy tells me that the early farmers could have tried countering the mutations that were affecting the plants of selective breeding, but instead they decided to ride the wave of weirdness, selecting for bigger and higher mutations to get better yields, which is how we've come to have tomatoes the size of cantaloupes and cantaloupes the size of beer barrels. For most of its existence, the AG Center was led by an old farmer. Everybody called the Old Man, though his real name might have been Miguel. He must have been 100 when Vargas, Thrasher, Angela, and Hellraiser came a-calling, fresh-faced and eager to help. But why did the AG Center need help? Well, mutations ain't just all roses and giant carrots. Around about that time, the center was invaded by hordes of giant rabbits, who were just as happy eating people as they were the crops. It was a serious problem, made worse by the attacks being seemingly coordinated by some crazy old kook called Harry the Bunny Master. Swear to God, I'm not making this up. It wasn't pretty, but the Rangers took care of Harry, and drove off enough of the rabbits to allow Miguel and his men to take back control of the facility. It was the dawn of a bright new era for the AG Center, but, sad to say, Miguel didn't get to see it. Not too long after Vargas and co moved on, the old man disappeared. Lots of wild theories about about how and why. Some say he was taken away by vegetable spirits, or claim he was eaten by a carnivorous strawberry. I think he just wandered off with his goals accomplished. I would have liked to have met him though. Seems like he was he was my kind of guy. Without him, the AG Center was doing okay, but is lacking the leadership of really putting all noses in the same direction. Brilliant though a lot of the scientists here are, they're not the most pragmatic sort. So one day, a few years into my stint with the Desert Rangers, I found my thoughts turning to the AG Center while recuperating from a bullet wound. I'm starting to think what a great blessing to the waste the old place could be if it was run right. I hauled myself here as soon as I recovered, and I've been here ever since. I hope I've done more good than bad since. At least the place is more secure now that I've arrived, and we have trading deals in place of High Pool and the real nomads, which puts us and many of the other communities around us in a better position as far as food and water are concerned. Trade communities supporting one another have been one of the hardest things to nail down since the war, and you can see how much everyone benefits. We get water from High Pool, transportation from the real nomads, and they all get food from us, as do many others. Now, if we can keep it all stable, Arizona will really start going places. As for the AG Center, it's maybe still a bit more of a hodgepodge than I hoped. We're still more of a group of strangers working together than a true community. But with the oddball minds I have to work with here, I swear if Honeydew starts on me about his melons one more time, I guess it's the best we can do, and heck, it's pretty good. So here's a story about the AG Center, because you know, it's like, you know, dead, destroyed, goners. So that's basically the story of like the AG Center and Red Ryder. And I think to sort of finish up here, let's read about these character bios a little bit. Alright, so the biography is Slick. Age 28, American, he's got no religion. He's got 15 kills, he's done 309 damage. And he gets 9 comp per level and 2 skill points per level apparently. Slick learned the art of barter by watching his shopkeeper on cheap miners out of their hard-earned ore. When their town was swallowed by radiation, Slick headed for Ranger Citadel and talked them into giving him a badge and a gun. So that's apparently what his bio is all about. I just noticed this, but there's attribute points. So this is actually fairly important to the attributes. When am I actually start getting these? If I actually manage these or not. These might not be managed because I selected like a default team, so we don't get access to this stuff, perhaps. But anyhow, Bear, age 29. She's American. She's got no religion. She's got 20 kills. She's done quite a bit of damage. She gets 8 comp per level, and she gets free skill points per level. That's cool. The daughter of a hunter-trappers from the north of Ranger Citadel, Bear would never have left the wilderness except for the mutants that murdered her family. She joined the Rangers when they helped her get revenge, and she never went back. Living in the empty house was just too painful. And that's Bear. So here's Cold Eye. She's Russian. She's got no, or he's got no religion. None of these guys have religion apparently. That's pretty cool. You know, I find it pretty sad that, you know, she's done the most damage. I think the sniper would have the most damage, but apparently it's missing too much, apparently. But whatever. A veteran of several raider gangs and militias, Cold Eye is a quiet, distant man who decided to switch sides after his last gang wiped out the entire village. Children and all. Now he's making amends, one dead raider at a time. Alright, so that's his job. And then we got Pills. Pills is American, she's age 24. She has very little damage, but she's a medic, so it doesn't really matter too much. Pills learned how to trade working in a brothel near the old prison, healing pox joy girls and stitching up drunks after 90 room brawls. She's good with a needle, but sometimes likes the taste of her own medicine. And apparently she's got some charisma, even though she's not a leadership person. So I basically got all these different things that basically sort of like change how stuff works. So let's just go through the list. We've got Coordination. The Ranger with a high coordination has Grace and Deft Touch and 5 more skills. Coordination helps avoid traps and attacks, picks locks, and improve aim. Some Rangers just seem to have innate edge. Bullets miss them, their attacks always seem to find their enemy's weak spot, and they seem to far exceed their own capabilities from time to time. So there's critical chance, evasion, blah blah, you know, everything that luck gives you. Awareness. A Ranger with high awareness notices every detail of the world around them. They are hard to ambush or sneak up on, and are often able to get a jump on their enemies. A Ranger with high strength is able to hit hard, carry more gear, and sustain greater injuries that would leave others face down in the dust. And apparently that helps out with constitution, carry weight, and all this other stuff. Speed is more than just how fast the Ranger can run. It also their reflex and reaction time, which affects their initiative in battle. The higher speed a Ranger has, the sooner they can act. So that's actually really important because it means that she acts faster than most people. Intelligence allows the Ranger to learn and process information efficiently, giving them early access to a wide variety of skills and the ability to master them quickly. And then Charisma. Charisma is the combined force of a Ranger's personality and desirability. People will react more favorably if a Ranger with high charisma and might talk about things they would have otherwise kept to themselves. And all these guys have, like, you know, fairly randomized stuff. But alright. There's just a little bit of story time. I'm sure there'll probably be more story time in the future. But for now, I think that's going to be it for now. So we'll say take care. And I suppose it doesn't matter if I save, because honestly it doesn't really matter if I save. I just read all this stuff. Yes, please exit main menu. Alright, so maybe in the future I'll leave some more stuff, but for now that's going to be it for now. So take care.